Whether you're new to Minecraft or you've been playing it for 8 years, survival Minecraft is an absolute must-try for Minecraft. But sometimes there are some things that you just can't quite get without a way to mass produce them, and that's where farms come in. However, it's hard to know which farms you should make first. And in this video, I want to show you a couple of farms that you absolutely must make as soon as you can. This is on my survival world, so when I go in F5, in fact I'll show it to you now, I don't have my skin. It's on a free server, so it doesn't support skins. However, this is a way to show just a real example of these farms, because I made these farms with some help from Dead Fish on our server. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The absolute first farm you should probably make is an mob farm, not N-A, dang it. Yeah, English. These aren't really that hard to make, they just take a lot of time and a lot of blocks. However, they don't take any expensive resources. Here's one that we have made. This is great for an early source of XP. I will include a link in the description to a tutorial for this specific one. It also gives you a lot of gunpowder, so as soon as you get elytra, that's going to be useful for fireworks. It's worth noting, though, that this farm does not really work whenever another player is online if you do a server like I do. So it is not the greatest source of XP when it comes to that. However, everything else, as you can see, it's pretty quick. So definitely worth doing, definitely worth trying. Now that's great for a source of XP, but XP isn't the only thing that you need in the game. Another thing is food, and that's where our next farm comes in. The next one is, of course, a hoglin farm. This will provide you an infinite source of cooked pork chop, meaning that you will never need to hunt for mobs again. It's also pretty efficient. It's not the greatest for multiplayer, but as long as there's no one in the nether, it usually works decently. Okay. This farm is a little bit more complicated because it does need to be built on the nether roof. However, getting past the bedrock isn't honestly that hard. As soon as you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy. It's something that's easy to get used to. Just whatever you do, don't forget the resources to make a nether portal, otherwise you will be permanently trapped on the nether roof, unless you have a friend who can get you out. The last one I have on this server, though not the last one in this video, is an Enderman farm. Now, while the last farm was a great source of XP for the early game, it is not exactly preferable for once you get more late game. And it's also not exactly preferable for if you're a big multiplayer person, kind of like I am. So, when it comes to that, I highly recommend this Enderman farm, because you can honestly just build it as soon as you get into the end, and because it's not very complicated. The specific design I'm using does not use an endermite, so it's not really that hard to set up, just as long as you're okay with being scared to death if you're directly over the void. As you can see, it is right over the void. It's a little concerning. I have died and lost all my stuff once to it, but it is definitely worth it, because if I can just show you, that's how I got to level 51 right before I started recording this. I grinded up a little bit of XP. But basically, you just look at them, and then they come to you. It's going to be a little loud. It's stupidly efficient and stupidly OP. Definitely would recommend, once you can, to get that farm set up. There's literally no reason not to, unless you're lazy or you're just really scared of the void. The last one is not on this server, but I really wish I would have built it on this server, because it's a little too late now. However, an iron farm is an absolute must. Especially if you are like me and you use way too much iron way too fast. They're also not that hard to make on Java Edition, so it's really just literally there's a guy with a design who I'll probably include that you can just make it on day one. Overall, not a super long video today. I was just hoping to show you off that. If you'd like to see more like this, then let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one.